Welcome to the PHLY Sixers Podcast. We got to talk about something that we're going to feature throughout the 25-26 season, and that's going to be the NBA Rookie Watch. Keep an eye on the rookies around the league, along with VJ Edgecombe, of course, the third overall pick, but we're going to see where Edgecombe is with the other players throughout the season, and today we start that, and that is with following the Ace Bailey debut with the Utah Jazz. 25 points on 11 for 16 shooting for Ace. Ace. By the way,
hey, you turncoat. What are you talking about? You
by
put
the way,
VJ over him too. Don't be positioning yourself.
Our show presented by Rothman Orthopedics. Derek,
fraud.
Throughout this process of the pre-draft process, we were talking about Ace Bailey a ton here on this show, and rightfully so. The third overall pick, he was projected as either the second or third player for a lot of the college season until we got to the nitty-gritty of what things were happening there for the actual draft and pre-draft workouts where he did not work out for any teams, trying to position himself in a different way. No more Omar Cooper for the representation. He's now out.
Pour one out. Play the blueprint too.
Pour one out for him.
Show the watch, Omar. Show the watch.
With that being said, he comes out in his debut in the preseason against the Houston Rockets and looked pretty good. 11 for 16, drops 25 points, starts for Hardy's team. And there's going to be a lot of discussion about maybe him possibly going higher, as you know how it goes with the discourse of how things play out. What did you think of his debut with the Utah Jazz?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the way he got his points to me were almost more encouraging than the points that he got. Like, we talked a lot about, as we were leading up to the draft, about when he thinks, like, I'm going to go isolate now. I'm going to try to create the shot off dribble. I'm going to try to get all the way to the rim, which he frequently struggled to do, brought out the worst versions of himself. But when he was mostly an off-ball player, whether it's catch and shoot, shooting off of movement, he was a real weapon. When you're 6'8", 6'9", a quick release, and can shoot off movement, you can leverage that into being a very good NBA player. And I think what you saw last night is those shots that he was getting, some off the catch, some running off of a screen, some using that screen to then take one or two dribbles into a pull-up jumper. Those are shots that I think is, if you're going to get the best version of Ace, that's what you want him focused on, especially early in his career. Maybe down the line, you improve the handle a little bit. You get a little bit stronger throughout the years, and you can, that dribble drive game becomes a little bit more effective. You can start adding stuff into that after that, but I think the basis of his game early on in his career is as that off-ball player, is as that movement shooter, and I thought he did that. Now, he's going to have some nights where that shot's not going in. He's probably going to have some nights where maybe some of those bad offensive tendencies come back up, and you have to fight against that. And maybe some nights where he's just not getting the ball as much because you start playing with like Markin and whatnot, and you don't have as much opportunity. But I thought if you're looking for a first sign of a player who, quite frankly, just didn't play the right way or the way he needs to play to succeed at Rutgers, if you were looking for a good first sign, I think that was about as good as you could have hoped for.
I think we talk a lot about with prospects, situation matters a lot. I think he went to a very good situation to maximize what he is best at, right? Will Hardy uses a lot of off-ball movement, a lot of deliberate sets. And if you compare that to if the Sixers would have drafted him, for example, Nick Nurse's offense is a lot of just flowing in and out of dribble handoffs. It's let the stars cook sort of thing, right? And that was where I ran into my main concerns with Ace here, at least in a first-year type of setting with Nick Nurse, is he's going to just be asked to do a lot, and that's not the style of play I personally would want to see him in. So I think what you saw in that game, and you also saw, frankly, in the second game that he played in Utah Summer League, where I think he scored like 18 points, something like another pretty hyper-efficient, no wasted movement, 1-2 dribble pull-ups. And there clearly is a vision that Hardy and that staff has for him. And as Derek said, you credit Ace for buying into that, right? For saying, I'm going to embrace exactly what I'm being asked to do. There's not a lot of, I'm going to ISO and 4-5 dribble, shoot over somebody. It was a lot of catch and shoot, off-ball movement, 1-2 dribble pull-ups. There's the one where I think it was a 1 or 2 dribble. And he also had the half spin move into the make. That's really nice. So the skill is on display. And I think the skill set match with how Will Hardy and the Jazz want to run that team looks really strong early on here.
Thought he bought into the coaching. You could see it out there on the floor. He was decisive with what he did. No wasted move. Not a lot of wasted movement. I won't say none. He will, because he's still a rookie. He's going to do that in a game. Not a lot of wasted movement. And the 1-2 dribbles was what was really important to me, because there were not a lot of those, as the guy said, 4 or 5 dribble plays out there. He was decisive with those dribbles. And you saw some catching on the move as the ball arrives. The closeout is strong from the defender. Put the ball on the floor, 1-2 dribble, feet gather, 2-step, finish at the rim on one particular play on the layup in the half-court set. Thought it was a really good debut. We all did from Ace Bailey. We'll keep checking in on him. Let's move to the number 1 overall pick. His debut from earlier in the week, 10 points.
Was that Monday, something like that?
Tuesday, I think it was. 10 points, 2 for 3 from beyond the three-point line, 6 boards, 3 assists, 1 block, 14 minutes. Showed a lot of flashes, Kyle, of why many project him to be.
The fact that he did all that in 14 minutes,
14 minutes.
is honestly kind of mind-blowing, right?
And he was out there with Davis and with some of the other guys, Klay Thompson, et cetera.
Where they clearly look like they're going to play a lot of big lineups, right? You could go one or two ways with Flagg. Either you play him as a 4, and that's what I would probably do, right? You get a lot of ball handling, shooting, versatility on the floor. As Anthony Davis's whole career has gone, he wants to play with another big. And so instead, you're going to get these jumbo lineups for the Mavericks. Flagg is going to be key to making all that work. The thing that really impressed me, other than he hit a step back 3 and a side step 3 in transition, which those are big shots for him, the playmaking for him on the move is so good for a guy that size. I don't know that his numbers in terms of the points per game will be overwhelming, right? He is playing with a lot of vets. He is going to share the ball quite a bit. But having a guy with that type of skill at his size and the vision to hit over-the-top passes, hit the little dump-offs, navigate traffic and play out of double teams, like he's so advanced in that way for an 18-year-old, a 19-year-old. And on top of that, defensive end, the reads, like the speed at which he processes the game and can make that. The block was like the highlight play that he probably made of the game, is beyond what you see from most kids his age. So obviously we weren't expecting him to come out and have a discouraging debut. But I think if you were a buyer of the hype and him being like this unique rookie, I think you saw everything you wanted to see in the first game.
No, if you, and look, for the most part, rookies don't contribute to winning in big ways. But if you want to pick A, the player who could, and B, the right situation where he could, that might be it, because he gets the, sort of like, I remember watching him last year, and at first we were like, oh, well, how much can he actually create his own shot? And as the year went on, he got better and better and better until by the time conference play came around, he was one of the best rookies, or best freshmen that you've seen in a very long time. And, here he gets to sort of like slow roll into it. And you could see him being that Swiss Army knife off-ball player who, if somebody else draws a double team, kicks it out to him, he has that kind of driving game and that size where he can see over the defense and make the reads on the move off the dribble. And then as he gets more comfortable with NBA action and speed, he can then grow and grow and grow and put more on his plate. And also he can be just an incredible all-around defender as well at that point, too. Yep. He really is set up where, like, look, barring an injury, it would be an absolute stunner if he is not the rookie of the year, both because I think he's going to put up incredible stats with a lot of hype, and also they're going to win games. And for a highly drafted rookie, he's going to be on a pretty good team. So it's just going to be so much fun to watch him. Like I said, not just right away, but we saw last year in college how quickly he can adapt and figure things out and grow. And all of a sudden, you look at him in December and January, and he's completely different than he looked in November. I think you could see something very similar here as well.
All right, we'll be talking about Flagg a lot throughout the season. Certainly is the number 1 overall pick. He'll be on our radar a lot for our rookie watch, so stay tuned for a lot of the Flagg conversation. We move on to the Charlotte Hornets in the 4th overall pick. Kon Knueppel, Derek, and his debut earlier in the week as well. He dropped a team best, I believe, 18 points in their game. He was 4 for 10. I know Kyle loved that one. 4 for 10 from 3.
10 threes in his first game. Love that, man.
6 for 13 from the floor. 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He also looked good.
Yeah. And 13 shots, 2 assists, and no turnovers. And it's like the quintessential Kon Knueppel game where he's going to take those open shots, no matter how small that window is. He's going to convert. He's going to make good decisions. He's going to put the ball just enough on the floor when he has something like when somebody's overplaying him. And he's not really going to make any mistakes. And it is, he is, if you were looking at rookie of the year contenders, I think his game translates pretty early. Is he in the optimal environment? No, he's going to get a lot of opportunity for sure. But if he had more people to draw talent, maybe you can get him out in transition a little bit. That will help him. But I think he could end up having a real good rookie year as well. It does not surprise me that he came out and had a good first game. And he is going to be a fun player to watch.
Love the 10 threes already, right?
That's
like
great.
just
when you have confidence,
away.
You know who you are.
Just bomb away, brother. And look, he's going to get plenty of those, despite the fact that he is a known shooter coming into the league. Playing off of LaMelo and Brandon Miller, like those will be the guys who draw the attention and probably most, if there are double teams or extra attention from a defense, they're the guys who are going to get it. So he should be able to find his way to a lot of attempts, and it's going to be very 3-point dominant. We'll have to see how much of the pick and roll game that we saw at Duke with Malawach, how much of the rebounding translates. He had the one offensive rebound he had was a nice like slither into traffic and just tip it out, create an extra possession. Then I believe he scored off of that offensive rebound when the ball made its way back to him. So how much does the other stuff translate? I don't know. That guy's going to make a lot of threes in his career.
Yeah, and it's
I feel very confident.
A lot of movement threes, a lot of off ball, a lot of early in transition. Like he's so good at getting his feet set on the move. I think he's actually offensively, I think he's in a pretty good spot there. Like Kyle mentioned, playing off of Miller, playing off of LaMelo. Defensively, we'll see. Whether they can stay healthy, we'll see.
Whether anyone defends in Charlotte is an open question.
Offensively, I think he'll put up pretty good numbers.
Well, James, they did draft James early in the second round. He will defend, certainly, for that team. Maybe Ryan Kalkbrenner as well for that group. Kon Knueppel off to a good start for the Charlotte Hornets. And finally, we have to go to Toronto.
My guy.
Collin Murray-Boyles saved this one for last for Kyle. 2 games already he's played, Kyle. He played
first game was okay
against Denver.
Didn't shoot well.
Yeah, he's had 4 points, 2 for 7 from the floor, 3 boards, and an assist. But it was game 2 against Sacramento. 23 minutes, 12 points from the floor. Made 1 of 2 from 3. Got to the free throw line. Made all 3 of those free throws as well. 7 boards, 6 assists, 2 blocks. And his 23 minutes in a win against the Sacramento Kings.
And one of those blocks was a big-time highlight, right? He closed out on Malik Monk and got a block on the perimeter, leaks out, gets the outlet, catches the outlet, seal, dunk, and one. But to me, and I watched a good chunk of this game because I'm a psycho watching NBA preseason while Phillies fans are at home watching a playoff baseball game.
It's way less stressful, I'll tell you what.
So you're watching this game, right? And CMB is a very strength-heavy player. You know that going in. It was part of his appeal, but you always worry, like, you put him in a setting against grown men, how does that actually translate? And he's defending Domantas Sabonis, right, whose whole thing is I play off the elbows and I play make and I play out of the post. And there are possessions where CMB just chest out is pushing Sabonis out to, like, half court, right? And he is blowing up actions in that way. On top of, we all saw on the tape when we went through CMB games during the draft process, this guy's disruptive in passing lanes. His instincts, his effort is all there. And so seeing all this translate so early, I'm really excited for what he does up there. I still don't know that I love the fit with what they have going on, but I think the 6 assists, I believe, were all threes for Toronto in the game on Wednesday night. And seeing the early success for him, I'm very encouraged. It makes me want to like double down on all the things I believed about him coming out. But again, you see the yin and yang of it as well. Game 1, he didn't shoot well. Game 2, he was 1 for 2, hit a nice spot up 3. Yeah. That's the big swing skill for him.
I do love this time of year because when a player we didn't like plays well, we'll see. When someone you like,
I'm
going to double down on this.
Of course, it's always we'll see with everyone. And that's why, like, I'm happy to say Ace Bailey played well.
Very good.
We're rooting for his success, right? None of these kids, there are very few kids who come into the league where you look at them and you're like, God, I hope that guy fails, right? And none of these players that we're talking about fit in that category. But a bunch of these rookies that we spent a lot of time thinking about, talking about, impressive showings in preseason.
And we're going to talk about these 4, of course, plus VJ Edgecombe and many more from the 2025 NBA Draft as part of our Rookie Watch, not only in these types of videos, but also in-show conversation as the long NBA season goes along. So if you like this video and the other work that we certainly do here at the PHLY Sixers, please make sure you go and, as part of our, normal thing, you got to go like and subscribe to the show. And we really appreciate it when you do. It helps us out. Of course, in the algorithm, it helps out Bree, our great producer, as president of basketball operations, for the work that she does. So please like and subscribe to our show. We're with you all season long for the Philadelphia 76ers and now as part of our Rookie Watch. So stay tuned for much, much more right here from Derek, Kyle, myself, and Bree as part of the PHLY Sixers Podcast. See you next time.